All right, what's going on, everyone? This is the recap for today's trading session. All right, so I decided not to take any trades in my live account, but I still traded in the Top Step account. And the reason why I did that was, since my only goal for this month was to end the month green. So I was at that goal already, and there was, with the way that the price had already dropped in the pre-market, and it looked like it was going to be choppy with the strong pullback. So there's no real reason to push it today and take a trade. So I just went ahead and locked in those gains for the month. Finally got a green month after through a summer of struggling, and that is, it is what it is on that side. But however, I took a couple of paper trades, just to practice, and I also traded in this Top Step account. And as you can see, I ended up taking pretty big step backwards. A bit frustrating, but it's not real money, it's paper money, and this is a paper trading account. Just a step backwards. A couple of trades I'll be back in the green, but it would have been nice if I wouldn't have taken that loss today. Anyway, so what happened with that? I started off somewhat good. I took this first trade, and it only ended up being a scalp because the price is really choppy, and it started forming this kind of a flag pattern here, and I took this one short, but I really didn't get the proper signal to enter the trade short there. I was being a little too aggressive, and ended up taking a loss there. And then I tried to be patient, but I took let me see, try to remember what happened here. Oh yeah, I got aggressive here on the entry again. This one, it was just wrong timing, so it triggered me in. If you go over here, let's look at the 1 minute real quick. It might be better to show this in trading view. Let me get everything fixed up here. All right, where we at? Okay. All right. All right, so you can see right here, if you look at the 1 minute, let's take a look at this little area right there. Now, usually when you get price action like this, you get a little, from what I've seen lately, when you get a lot of, what am I trying to say? Actually, no, that's the next trade. So what happened here was, I played it aggressive right here. I saw the price dropping down, and I was kind of playing a kind of an S curve. So I played it aggressive here, and it triggered me in. Now, if you in hindsight, if you look at the trend afterwards, it was actually the right move, but with my entry, in comparison to my risk strategy, I ended up getting stopped out, and I saw these back to back pretty much wicks, and so I knew, like, if it breaks this little kind of a channel that it created, then it could really go. So I got back in. I put a buy order in right here. I got triggered in, and it was the right move. Just what happened was I ended up trailing my stop too tight, and I got stopped out, and it bounced right off my stop and went went bullish from there. So the so that was, I made two mistakes today. But the good thing is, I've only, throughout this whole month, I've only made like a total of maybe three mistakes throughout all the trades. I've taken 32 trades, or I've traded 32 contracts, same thing. But I've only made, out of those 32, um, I only made three mistakes, which is showing a lot of improvement, because before, other months, I would make a significant amount of mistakes to where it took away from my profits. Alright, so with all that, after that, that was my third strike. I have a rule: if I have three losses in a if I have three losses in a day, then I have to stop trading for the day. I can't trade anymore. And plus, this wasn't real money, so it's easy when it's not real money to take trades and to exercise your rules. However, I did paper trade this little move here, but after that, I just started. Other than that paper trade, after taking that third loss, I just started to review my trades for the month, or review the trading month and my performance. So let's go over here. So this is my tracker, the spreadsheet where I track all of my trades for the month. And you can see here, this is the realized my realized PL for the month. I made, with the commissions, I made about it's not about, it's actually exact. I made $338.80. From it's not, super great, but that's from a month where coming from a month where I lost more than $2,000, and it was almost $2,000 from the month before that. This feels like almost, like $3 million. So out of 32 trades, which usually I trade way more than 32 times in a month. Like, usually my sweet spot is around 80 trades in a month. But this one, I was kind of conservative, and I didn't want to. I was working to perfect my strategy. I was a little passive, and I didn't want to push it on a lot of days. And I wanted just to see what the market was doing this month and react to the market with all the earnings and the news that was scheduled, or that was all of the headlines we experienced this month. I just kind of took it easy, and I just wanted to be, as long as I was green this month, that's a win for me. So let's see. We can go over the trader view, and it'll show the accuracy. I don't really track accuracy here because all that stuff is traded. All that stuff is tracked on in trading view. So I'm moving over here to trading view. So without the commissions, my profit was $470. Let's see, my average. You see the average daily gain loss was $31. And so this right here is mostly for me over managing trades, which I could have had I could have made so much more money if I would have, not over managed so many of my trades. So that's one of the things that I'm going to be working on improving for, the month of October and moving forward. I really got to stop over managing trades, because I've only had it, I think, hold on, I can look at it. I've only had, let's see if I can remember how to see it. Oh, that's it. That was it right there. All right. So for this month, I only had 3 red days. I wish it showed me how much. Oh, it does. Okay, see, I only had 3 red months for this month, and this one I made. Okay, so this isn't a lot. I'm thinking about today also. So this one, I don't remember what happened on these days, but I remember this day that I made a. This is the other day that I made a mistake, and I didn't really follow my strategy you know, perfectly. It happens. I watched other traders um, who've been trading for I watched other traders who've been trading for years, 10 5-10 years plus, and they still make mistakes. So it's part of being human. We make mistakes. It is what it is. You keep moving. So like you see a lot of these days where I made $30, $15, and that's just all that's from over managing trades and not taking the full, not letting my trades play out according to plan. So we go back in here. Let's go back to the details. And daily, I took 4 trades. My average on a daily is 4 trades a day. It's just taking it really easy this month. Usually it's, matter of fact, let's go to let's go to August and see what we did. While I'm thinking about it, while I'm here, while I'm just kind of curious, if I compare this to see, so 7 trades on average. So it can easily get more than that. I've had days where, and I'm gonna cover that a little bit later. I've had days where I've traded, I've took like 10, 15 trades in a day, and most of the times I don't. Those are losing days. When I trade, a lot. When I take, if I take more than 10 trades in a day on average, those are going to be my losing days. All right, so let's go back to this month. All right, so okay, average winning trade $85. Again, it should be more than that. But it's because I'm over managing trades. Average losing trades, of course, you typically don't over manage your losses. What tends to happen, from personal experience and what I've heard from other traders is, it doesn't feel good to lose, so you're a little more. It should be the other way around, but you're a little more lenient on your, on how you manage your losers, your losing trades, because you try to move that stop back further and further. As far back as it can be. When you're okay, I think the best way to put it is when you're usually when you're in a losing position, you try to hold on to it until you get back green. Like if I can just get green, I don't know how many times I've said to myself, if I can just go get back green, I exit the trade no matter how much it's up. And then that never happens, and move just stop back so far that you take a significant, a bigger loss than you really, you could have, your losers could have been smaller. But so I don't really focus on that too much anymore. I have a strategy, and as long as I stuck to the strategy, and I don't trade, I don't lose more than I planned on losing, then that's cool with me. You know what I'm saying? So another thing that's interesting here, my accuracy was up a lot. So 76% winning trades. And 23% losing trades. So I mean that was pretty good. Let's see, before I go and show you that. And I usually, for my average hold time for my winning trades is 17 minutes. And kind of, what I alluded to before about, when you're losing trade, you try to hold it. You see my average hold time for my losing trades is about an hour. It's just, so I'm in a winning trade, only 17 minutes, but I wait a whole hour in a losing trade, what I'm saying, before it stops me out. You know what I mean? I don't think I ever just take myself out of the trade. I just let it hit my stop, and then, okay, if it is my stop, because, usually really it's better to keep your stop there and not try to take yourself out as soon as it gets red, because you end up kind of like how I like today, how I overmanaged the last loser I had, because I put my stop too tight, and it was just by the way the price action was. When that price starts chopping around and you're in the red or whatever, even if you're slightly in the green, that price starts chopping around. You don't know where the price is gonna go, so you can't predict the movement of the market ever. So, it's best to just place, okay, this is what I want to get out, and just keep it there. And, worst case scenario, this is where I want to get out. Let it stay there, and then just, let the trade play out. All right. So okay, speaking of accuracy, all right, let's clear this out right here. So this is for the entire year. So for the year, my accuracy is I'm 43% on the winning trades and 55% on the losing trades. So now the way my strategy works out, well, the way that I initially built my strategy, let me put it that way, is um, I can this accuracy is not bad. I'm saying I would still be really profitable if I still traded that same way. However, come a space, the only issue with that right now, since my account is so low, I kind of have to risk more in order for that to work out. But still, you can definitely have a strategy where this is your accuracy and you can still be profitable. But what for me, the way for my personality, I'd rather have the higher accuracy, because it's just for with all the psychologically, one of the biggest issues has been losing so much, and that's why a lot of times I tend to manage the trades, because I get tired of losing. So for me, it's better to see more wins than losses. So if I can keep it at the accuracy, somewhere in that 60 to 70% range, I even take 55%. That means I'm winning more than I'm losing. So that'll feel better for me psychologically, and then I'll be able. I feel like I'll be able to you just trade with less emotions and let the trades play out. Let everything play out as designed. Um, let's see. What else here? What else? What else? What else? And you got more of the same thing here. You see, losing. This is the days. So this is comparing your days. So so as far as trading days, um, my accuracy is up. I have more winning days than losing days, but still, I'm still at 72 losing days and 91 winning days. And so for the year, if you go back here, you can see I was down. I'm down for the year. I'm down $2,000, right? And which is actually is not that bad, honestly, because because I can make that up. This if I pass the combine, God, if I pass the combine, I've made that up and surpassed that. So the way my strategy is set up, I can easily get that within a few days. I just have to trade my plan. I have to trade my plan. I have to trade my strategy and stick to my plan, and then I'll be back green for the year. So it's really not that bad. I mean, if you hear a lot of the horror stories out there, um, you hear people blow out accounts. They lose um, you know tens of thousands of dollars, if not hundreds of thousands of dollars. And like I just can't imagine losing that much money. I feel like if I lose that much money, if I'm losing, um, you know, tens of that. If I'm losing $50,000 or $20,000, I probably need to think about doing something else other than trading, because or I need to take a big step back and reevaluate what I'm doing wrong, and then fix that without trading live money, and then move forward from there. So since I've started, this is my snapshot for the year. But my total P, this is how was since I started, I've lost $5,000. That's where I'm at since I started trading futures last August. So for me, I don't think that's too bad. Um, I think that's I've made it more than a year, and the most I've ever I'm sitting. I've only lost $5,000, almost $6,000. So that's a positive takeaway. So as my best month, let me go back here. So with that being said, so here's a calendar breakdown of how I trade. So you can see my best month was back here in March, and so let me talk to you. Let me tell you about what happened here, and how everything started going down. I had a really good. I wonder if it how detailed it gets. I haven't really looked that deep into it, but anyway, this month I ended up with about $3,000. Let's see. Yeah. So this month, my realized gain was $3,377.65. That's how much I made for the month of March. That's been my best month this year, and that one that was based off the original strategy, and the market was strong. It was really strong back then. You can see my two biggest contracts that I traded was the Nasdaq and crude oil. I also traded currencies back here too. Now, up until March, what I was doing was I was over trading. So you can see just for January and February, you see I was trying to trade currencies. I was like trading all day. I'm over here in the Philippines, so I'm pretty much awake during all of the hot times in the market. So like for currencies, I'm awake when the currencies are really are good to trade. It's nighttime for you guys over in the States, but I was awake for that time. So I was trying to trade currencies during that time, and also during the normal market hours, or through the U.S. market hours. And then also I was also trading crude oil. I was like trading. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 different. 8 different things. You can add 9 if you want to add the SPY as well. Now the S&P as well. I was trading. I was trying to focus on way too much. That's why you see in here in January and February I was not profitable, and I lost $2,000 in February. And then I figured that out. I'm like, okay, let me stop focusing on all of these currencies. Let me just narrow it down a little bit more. So I narrowed it down to these four: the Nasdaq, crude oil, which is what I watch now. This is my everyday watch list. I narrowed it down to where I only trade the Nasdaq, but I still keep an eye on these because eventually I probably will step back into crude oil or gold or one of these. So I keep an eye on them and track them so I can learn their personalities, and that's part of my preparation in the future for if I want to ever add these back into my my trading plan. But yeah, so I had a really good month in March, and then April. So March I built a lot of confidence. I was kind of too confident in a way, and in April I started out strong. Okay, I had a really good couple of days in April. Let's see. I saw it was somewhere. I can't remember exactly where it showed me. Let's see. Yeah. So what had happened was, and I wish I could. Okay, so I the first day of April, it was okay, but you see, I took 9 trades. That's crazy, and I only walked away with $70, right? I was still kind of over trading a little too much, and then over here, the next couple of days, I made almost $2,000 total. Over 16 trades. Still a lot of trades, especially on this day, 11 trades, and I pretty much forgot about my risk strategy, as far as managing my risk. Because the way I have it, mapped out is only no matter what, I'm not supposed to lose more than a certain amount. per trade, right? There's a anyway. I have an article. You can see my article on my website where I talk about that strategy, or where I talk about how to. Hold on, let me show you this real quick. Then I get back to what I was talking about. You know, yeah, right here. So here's an article. This is why it's a featured article, because I feel like this is one of the biggest parts of trading. If you want to be a successful trader, you have to know how to manage your risk. So I wrote this article, describing that it talks about managing risk, and it also talks about the system that I use to manage risk. And I didn't create the system. The system was created by I learned the system from the real life trading group from Jeremy Newsom, and that's with real life trading. But yeah, so if you want to know about managing risk, you want to read that article, go ahead to my website mv3trader.com and go ahead and check that out. But so getting back to what I was talking about here. So let me see if I can, because I was somewhere. So let's see if we go back to April. All right, well, this is pretty much the same thing, but most of these losses were in one trade. Like this was, I took a really big loss in one trade. I didn't stick to the system that I used to manage my risk, and on this day, it's pretty much the same thing. So the moral of the story is, make sure you're managing your risk. And that I learned a big lesson on that day, or those from that time, about managing my risk, because I never recovered from that. It was like mentally, it's been a struggle to recover from taking those losses like that. I'm just trying to go through here and see what else. So I think it really, it's one of the things I like about TradingView. It really it helps you, get the big picture of how you're performing in your trades, and of how it can kind of show you some things about your trading habits, and your behavior, and it gives you a really good details about the way that you're trading and your performance. There's a lot of information here. I could go on for days, but I don't want to make this video too long. But yeah. So the main takeaways from this month is that I improved a lot. So, and my accuracy is up. The only thing that I have to really work on is letting my trades work out. Work out all the way according to my strategy. And I should be good for October. So we'll see what October brings. And I started out. Well, I just I go off the pulse of the market and see what October is. How strong the market is going to be to begin October. Try to black out all the opinions and thoughts, because a lot of people were saying that September. I've heard it since June. People, every month someone says that this month is typically a weak month, but every single month I've seen there's been plenty of things to trade. The market it has its strong time periods and its weak time periods, but if you have the right strategy and really the right mindset, because all strategies work, just they don't work all the time. Every single strategy that you can come up with, it'll work. It just won't work all the time. So it's really about your mindset. If you go into a month and if you go into the market and you thinking, oh, the market is going to be weak today and I'm not going to be able to make any money, well, 9 times out of 10 you're not going to make any money, because you've already mentally set yourself up for failure. So it's just you have your strategy, right? You stick to your strategy, and then you let the market do what the market's gonna do. You can't really control what happens in the market. You just got to make sure you control yourself. Let your strategy play out. Let your strategy work out, and then that's how you become successful in the market. All right, with trading, with day trading, swing trading, investing, it doesn't matter. From all successful people that participate in the market, that I've researched and that I've seen trade and make tons of money, that's what they do. They don't try to predict what's going to happen. I mean, you can't help yourself from making certain predictions, but still, they have their strategy and they trade their strategy and they stick to it. So as long as you can do those things, you'll have success. So anyway, I'm going to go ahead and wrap this video up. If you have anything, if you have any comments, go ahead, or any opinions or thoughts about what I said or how I traded this month or whatever you want to share, or whatever you want to say, go ahead, leave your comments in the comment section below. If you like what I've talked about in this video, don't forget to like it, subscribe. I'm gonna stop saying this for every video, but see y'all next week.